I called Jill and I said, you know what, we're having Miss Marna, I'd love to share her with everybody else. So Marna has been in this business 19 years. I'm very jealous. She's on 10 and a half grandchildren. You know, she's way ahead of many of us. She has 5 children, 3 of her own, and some are just, you know, her stepchildren, which is still a big family. Now, it doesn't matter what her title is or how long she's been here, she still works her own personal business full-time. Marna still is out there 12 to 14 shows a month. That's impressive, but when you think about those people, those poor people on a hamster wheel that go to work, the 9 to 5 drill, you're working how many days a week? How many days a month? So when we call full-time and a very heavy show schedule, really, in the real world would be considered part-time, okay? She has hit every awards of excellence possible ever, multiple times over, 2 of which were awards of excellence in recruiting before the fabulous Miss Sharon just took it, you know, over, and then Jillian. I mean, I'm right now, okay, I want Jillian, Marna, and Sharon all spit on me, all right? And then everybody else. You're having the 3 top recruiters, probably in the history of the company, all sitting there like a little nest. Isn't that amazing? Amazing! That's why, yeah, it's just a blow away. In her spare time, when she's not doing 12 to 14 shows a week, traveling around the country, motivating, inspiring others, her hobbies include cage wrestling, bungee jumping, cliff diving, and walks on the moon. So Miss Marna, please take notes. You know, we took a lot of notes yesterday, and her show is just amazing. Come on up, honey. So as I said, my life is made. Miss Marna and Miss Paula have slept in my beds. I'm using Nancy Joe's hair dryer, and Miss Jean had her butt in my car. I'm happy. That's all I have. I'm done. Okay. How are you? I'm going to try to bring it over. Just talk to you. See if that works. Roseanne, are you taping?
Do not be taping anything. Stop. Hey, everybody. They told me, hey, come to Connecticut. It'll be fun. You can come to our meeting. I'm sure. Hey, why don't we take you up to Jill or down to Jill or whatever I'm doing? Hey, just a few people. It'll be fun. God, what is with the traffic around here? Just like, I had to have my head down on the, in my hands as we were driving because you people drive like crazy. So thanks for that great introduction, my friend Yvonne. I've never been called a bag of poop. I mean, but anyway, I'm going to try to do my kitchen show for you, an abbreviated version because I'm pretty sure you don't want to see the whole thing, but we'll, okay. All right, we'll give you all the tricks. All right, we'll see if this is going to work. So, I want to tell you how I do my shows. I'm not going to do my station style show tonight, but how many of you do station style shows? Okay, how many of you do traditional, you do the demo show? Does anybody do what Nancy Joe does? I call it the Nancy Joe style. It's station style, but it's all in one station, and then you're at the end of the table, and you're in control, but everyone is doing the cooking. Does anyone do that style party? That's what I do. And it took me, 19 years to change my style, because you know how it is. We like what we do. I like control. I don't want people touching my stuff. And it took a lot of convincing, but it has been the best thing I've ever done for my business. I've always had a good show average, but since this happened, my show average went well over $1,000 per party. And so it makes it really fun to go out. It's going to be worthwhile for you, so consider doing that. The other thing I'll tell you is that I bring gloves, and everyone gets a pair of gloves. I buy them in the medical supply area of the grocery store. You can find them there. So I'm going to attempt to do this, just like this. Can y'all hear me? So, okay. Do not be filming. Stop filming. I'm so unphotogenic. All right. So I want to thank you all for coming to Jill's party tonight. Let's give it up for Jill for getting everybody together. Thank you, Jill. apparently your social life is as pathetic as mine. Here we are on a Friday night, and we're at a Pampered Chef show, but this is all good. I'm Marna. I came over from Holland, Michigan to do your party. So it took me like about 22 hours to drive here. So the pressure is on for you to purchase lots. No, I'm only kidding. We're going to have a really good time tonight. I want to thank all of you, and I do want to get to know you just a little bit before we get started. So I'm going to start with you on the end, and I'm going to ask you, first of all, your name, and then would you just tell me, what do you have from Pampered Chef? Because let me find out. Have you all been to a Pampered Chef party? No virgins in the group? Any virgins? No? Anyone who's been to 10 or more parties? 12, 15, any, who? Okay, so you girls who are raising your hands would be my pamp tramps. We've got the virgins and we've got the tramps. So, done it a few times. I've done it like 4,000 times. But look, what I want to find out is, what do you have at home that you would recommend to everybody in the group? Like, tell us what you have. What do you use it for? How often do you use it? And is it easy to clean up? So I'm going to start with you on the end. What's your name? Ginger, what do you have from Pampered Chef that you would tell everybody, oh my gosh, you've got to get this?
The pizza stuff.
And what, do you use it just for pizza, Ginger?
No.
All right, how often do you use it every week?
Oh, about 3 times at least.
Very good, very good. And besides pizza, anything else you'd recommend? Dessert, of course. And easy to clean up, would you say?
Oh, amazing.
Super easy. How about the rest of you? How many of you have stones? Does everyone have a stone? Great. Well, you keep that in mind. We're going to show you a stone tonight. So thank you, Ginger. And then we go around the room and we introduce and we talk and we get people to share. Because this is a relationship-based business. So you have to get to know your group before you start selling, right? So I'll do that. Now, let me show you what we're going to be doing tonight. So Jill, do you want to share what we're making? What recipe did we choose, Jill, to make? No, we're not making focaccia bread tonight. Jill chose for us to make a Southwest chicken salad. This party that we're doing today is going to teach you how to make a salad that'll be restaurant quality, but you can make it at home, and it's going to be healthy and better for you, and it's going to be absolutely delicious. So you all are in for a treat, because we're going to do a hands-on cooking party. So here's the deal. In a few minutes, we're all going to come up to the table, and you're all going to grab a spot. I'll give you a pair of gloves, and you'll all get a chance to do part of the demo with me. That makes the party go really fast, and it's really fun, okay? But let me just tell you about the folder that I gave every one of you. So in your folder, if you'll open it up, you'll find your catalog. And if you would open up your hymnal to page 3, you will see, and this is what I do, I'll show them a few things in the catalog that we shared. So the hymnal gets opened up. And in the folder, if you could look at the first page here, and I forgot it, so I can't show you. I just want to tell you just a few things before we get started. So first of all, when you and if you decide to purchase something tonight, my favorite way for you to pay for an order is going to be by debit or credit card. It makes checkout so easy peasy. And guess what? Everything that you order tonight is going to be drop shipped to your house within just 24 to 36, 38 hours. It's going to be on your doorstep in just a couple of days. So no waiting for Jill to close her party out. So when you come up to checkout, know that your order is going to go right to your house. It's fabulous. We've really on the cutting edge of that. Second of all, I want you to look at the very front. We're doing a salads party tonight, but you know what? This is a list of all the type of parties that I do. If you love to drink, and let's just be honest, who doesn't? We could do like Wine Wednesday party, or we could do, Thirsty Thursday, or, Monday could be Margarita Monday, and Tuesday could be, what other kind of drinks are they? Start with tea. Just straight shots of tequila on Tuesday. And by Friday, let's just freaking drink anything. So we could have any kind of drinking party you want. Basically, I'll come drink and you guys do whatever you want. But here's the list of some party themes that I do. So you decide what sounds good to you. So be thinking about that. But I also want to let you know that there are a couple other ways that we can party together. Number one, you could take a party-to-go packet. That would be if you just cannot see yourself doing a cooking party. We could send you home with a catalog, get you hooked up on Facebook, and you can get free stuff just like if you opened up your home to me. That's not as fun, though, if we do a cooking party like we're doing tonight. And you could get to pick a recipe, and you'll get prizes, and I'll come, and it'll be totally fun. And then the third thing I want to tell you about is that I really do a lot of fundraising and bridal showers. But fundraisers especially, every month I help 2 organizations to earn money for their project. So I'll donate all my commission. You let me know if you have a group that needs that. So that's another way that we can get together and party, okay? So we're gonna make the Southwest chicken salad, so come on up and grab a spot at the table. Leave your folders there, bring your drinks up, and we're gonna cook together. All right, so cut. I'm going to do the cooking. Got it? Unless you all want to come up. All right. And we have nothing to cook with either. There's no food here. All right, so let's talk about, that didn't work. Let's talk about the South, I feel like I'm like stiff. Cut the film. Okay, so we're going to start out, can you still hear me? We're going to start out with some salad greens. So we're going to start with some romaine lettuce. How many of you switched to using romaine lettuce instead of head lettuce? Why'd you guys switch? What was one of the reasons you switched? More healthy, right? The darker the green, the more nutritious it is, right? How many of you would feel that romaine tends to last a little bit longer too than regular head lettuce? I find that it lasts a bit longer. So we're going to use our salad and berry spinner. So when you buy greens at the grocery store and it says on the bag, you know, pre-washed, please feel free to eat this right out of the bag, who believes them? No, do you know what they wash it with? It's not water, it's chemicals. Because if they washed it with water, it would get to market and it would be, you know, spoiled. So they wash it with a chemical. We want to get all of that off. So we're going to use this. And how many of you have a salad and berry spinner? Okay, good. Is it from Pampered Chef, Jean? Yes, indeed. All right, so I want to show you ours. What's great about ours is that there's two different baskets for it. This is the larger one for using for your lettuce greens, and then you've got a smaller one for berries or beans or whatever. But I love this because the bowl that we're going to spin in can also be used as a salad bowl. You know, if you're going to take up some real estate in your cupboard, this is going to be really handy to have. Instead of just being a salad and berry spinner, it's a bowl, and you can use the colanders as standalones, dishwasher safe, super easy. So we'll put our greens in here, we'll put the romaine lettuce in here, and pump, pump, pump. Wow, isn't that amazing? So look at all the water that came out. And if you go to a restaurant and there's water in the bottom of the plate, you know, of your salad, you don't want to eat that because they didn't get the dirt off. That's where all the dirt was in that water. So you want to make sure you spin it really dry. And we'll cut that up, and those are the greens that we're going to use for our Southwest chicken salad. How many of you have tried to store lettuce and it doesn't last real long after you wash it and clean it up? I want to give you a tip on how to get it to last a long time. Because, you know, people are trying to eat healthier, and that's one of the reasons you want to learn to cook. If you don't already know, you want to cook more at home. Because would you agree that going out to eat, you can't really control easily your, you know, calories and your nutrition and eat healthier? Because, you know, when I started selling Pampered Chef in '97, I would go to parties and nobody really had any health concerns as far as eating goes, for the most part, right? You know, they just ate anything. Anything on a crescent roll, they'd eat it. Hey, rub. But today I have customers who tell me they need no gluten, they don't eat any meat, they need to eat in a certain way, they're diabetic or whatever. People have a lot of eating concerns today. And in order to accommodate that, you have to cook at home. So you get your salad greens, you rinse them out just like we talked, and then you're going to use one of our stainless steel bowls. And these are one of my favorite products of all time. There, you get a set of 3 of them. But when you use, and I won't every product, but you know what? You put your try to keep the salad greens a little drier, right? Where do you normally put the piece of paper towel? Mostly I hear on the bottom, right? And what happens is that moisture goes through the lettuce and it collects on the bottom, and it's going to keep your lettuce, it's going to make it soggy. But when you put it on the top, evaporation brings that water up to the top. You just change out the paper towel every couple of days, and I promise you it'll last for a good week or 2 weeks, okay? So, and stainless steel is the best because stainless steel gets supercharged, super cold in your refrigerator, and it'll stay cold. So stainless steel's a great choice. These make a great wedding gift. All right. All right, so let's talk about some things to put in the salad. So to make a really good salad, like if you want to copy a salad at a restaurant, you need something a little salty, you need something that's going to give you some crunch, some texture. So we're going to put in some black beans, because they're going to give us, if I make this recipe for a vegetarian group or a vegan group, this is what we're going to use, is some black beans. So I have to tell you, I was vegan for 4 months. The worst 4 months of my life. My friend said, do it, it'll be easy. You just give up meat. You know, and I thought, well, I don't like meat all that much. That'll be easy peasy. Oh my gosh. Do you know what you eat when you're a vegan? Nothing. I ate black beans morning, noon, and night. You could not get near me. It was like hives, you know. It was terrible. So, but black beans add great protein, and they're going to add some texture. So, did you see how I used that so easily? I was telling you about the black beans, and they're already open. This is our smooth edge can opener. Everybody has a can opener, right? This is not like a new invention, like, wow, I don't have to chew my cans open anymore. But look, you just go around the top. So normally can openers hang on the side, right? And they cut the can. This one goes on the top, you turn it, and then there's these little pinchers here, and you pull the lid off. Watch, look, there it is, right? And then the great thing is there's no sharp edge on this. It's all right, I just smell like beans now. Because when I was vegan too, I have to tell you this, that you know, like, I crave meat all the time. And you know, like when people quit smoking, you know, they give you a patch to put on your hip. I needed like a pork patch. I can't get along without this meat. But anyway, so, and then at some parties I'll do this, and you know, like I used to do it on my wrists like this, and the nurses would always say, no, you got to go up this way. And I have to say, some parties, like I'm going, oh, please let this work so I can go out on a gurney. You know, the party is really rough, like the crowd is rough, it's just, oh. So we're going to drain the black beans with our colander, and this is one of our stainless steel colanders, right? Now remember I showed you those bowls. You can buy in the store a product to store grapes. I have grandkids. I told you I have 10 grandkids, one on the way. They range from 20 down to not born yet. And they love grapes. When they come to Meem's house, we use them. And you can buy a product that's to store grapes, but you can literally make your own. You put the grapes in here, and you store in the refrigerator. When you store the grapes in a colander like this, they, again, don't sit in the water, and they don't decay as well. So these fit well together. All right, so we've drained our black beans. Now we're going to use a red pepper. How many of you have switched to using red peppers instead of green? Or maybe a yellow, or maybe an orange? Why'd you switch? What did? Yes, because you were just told to. Would you agree that they taste a little sweeter? A colored pepper has way more vitamin C than even an orange, if you didn't know that. They also are more mature. They don't produce as much gas. They're more ripe than a green pepper. So when they're on special, grab yourself some peppers. So let me show you how to clean a pepper. So we're going to use our Forged Cutlery 5-inch utility knife. This is my go-to knife. How many of you have a good go-to knife in your kitchen that you can grab and it'll cut when you want it? Because you know what I find in a lot of women's kitchens is they use like a crappy old, they use a crummy old steak knife with a paper plate to cut, and they're like cutting everything on a paper plate with this wobbly old steak knife, right? So this is our German steel Forged Cutlery. This has a lifetime warranty. Now, if you were on the super budget, you weren't ever going to have a party and get a bunch of stuff free from me, we also have a green color-coded knife. It will cut also. This has a 1-year warranty. This has a lifetime warranty. Everybody says, well, what's the difference? And the best analogy I can give you is this. They're both great knives. They'll both cut for you. But this would be like driving in the crummy Chevy Cruze that I truck around in. You know, it'll get me from here to there. And this would be like Joe Lerner's Lexus. This would be her Lexus Chevy Cruze. They'll both, what do you drive? Lexus, don't you? Mercedes. Oh. But anyway, choose a good knife. Either one of these are a great size knife for a lot of slicing things in your kitchen. This one, no dishwasher. No good knife ever goes in the dishwasher. First of all, it's very caustic. It's very hard on the blade. It could cause some pitting. It could cause it to get a little dull. So hand wash. All right, so we're going to take the top off of the red pepper just like this. And then we're going to use this product that, oh my gosh, for $5.50. If you don't buy 2 or 3 of these, you are crazy, because you're going to go home and everybody's going to see it and they're going to want one. So this is the scoop loop, and you just use it to get the seeds out of the pepper. And then I like to just keep the pepper down, and you just get all of those membranes out. How many of you have ever made stuffed peppers? This is great for stuffed peppers. You get all the seeds out. Yes, you do. Yes, how clean is that? What else could you use this for? For making melon. You're getting seeds out of melon. You could use it. I love it at Halloween. It gets all the gunk out of the pumpkins. I really never love putting my hand up, you know, my arm up to my elbow, you know, get all that junk out. So this will just scrape it all out. All right, so let me show you one of the hottest products that Pampered Chef came out with this spring. And that's our quick slice. Oh my gosh. This product, you're going to use for everything from peppers. You can cut cheese with it. You can use it for strawberries. You can use it for kiwi. So when you do strawberries, kids, you put like 6 or 8 strawberries on here and just bring it down. Stainless steel blades, they're serrated. So let me just show you. Let's just take and cut a piece of this pepper, and we'll just put it on here and just rock it down. Look at how fabulous, look at how fabulous that worked. But how perfect the slices are, just perfect for your vegetable tray. But let's say, like today, we want that cut into some little cubes. You just take the pepper and go the opposite way now, and push it down. And now you've got beautiful cubes of pepper, right? Another thing you learned today, right? Oh my gosh. So you've got to put this on your short list. That's called the quick slice. All right, next, we're going to make some dressing for our salad. So I don't do a whole lot of bottled dressings normally at home, but for convenience sake tonight, we're going to make our own dressing out of this bottle of ranch dressing. So we're going to use our measure, mix, and pour. And this is what I use at home to make homemade dressings. Because you know why? A lot of dressings are full of ingredients that you can't, pronounce. If you talk to any nutritionist, the one thing that they're going to tell you is try to stick with whole foods, try to stick with unprocessed foods, try to shop from the outside of the grocery store, etc., etc. So instead of buying a bottle of dressing at home, or if we do a really, really healthy cooking class with you, we'll make a homemade dressing with some Greek yogurt. But we're going to use this, and on it you have an Asian dressing, an Italian, a ranch, and a Caesar. And the great news is that most of them have between 20 and 40 calories per tablespoon, which is a really healthy alternative to an 80 to 100 calorie ranch. But we will go ahead and put in the full force ranch dressing, squirt, squirt, squirt. And we're going to jazz it up a little bit with some lime juice. When you do a lot of Mexican cooking or Latin cooking, a lot of citrus acid is added to help cut the heat. So we're going to use our citrus press. Does anybody have this?
Yes.
Have you ever had like a mojito or a cosmopolitan or anything like that? This is what you need. You can get some lime juice. So we'll take our lime and cut it in half. And then, the natural tendency, wouldn't you think you'd put the lime with the cut side up? Oh no, you put it with the cut side down, and you squeeze, and we'll squeeze the juice of half of a lime into our ranch dressing. And then we're going to season it up with some of the Southwest seasoning. How many of you bought some rubs from Pampered Chef? You know what's not in most of our rubs? A lot of salt. And salt is one of those things that is like the first ingredient on things like taco seasoning mix. If you have high blood pressure like I do and take 3 pills a day to try to control it, you don't want to have a whole lot of salt. So that's another health thing, that try to cut down on salt. So using our seasonings is a great way to start. They have lots of flavor, and they don't add a whole lot of other things that you don't want. This one, and I'm going to pass it around so you can smell it. This I put on roasted potatoes. Oh my gosh, just cut up some potatoes, throw some Southwest seasoning on, throw them in one of our stones, and throw them in the oven for about 25-30 minutes. Absolutely delicious. I put this on all my taco meat and all my, any kind of Mexican recipes I'm going to do. So let's put some of that in, shake, shake, shake. And we're going to use the plunger, and then we'll just plunge that up. You know what else this is great for? Is making eggs for omelets. And one of my friends just posted a video to Facebook about making eggs in here. And she makes a huge omelet in our double burner griddle. And she takes her vegetables like peppers or spinach and tomatoes or whatever, and sautés and lets them cook out on the double burner griddle. And then she takes eggs, like 8 eggs mixed with a little bit of milk, and pours that on there and lets that bake. So can you imagine a whole griddle filled with these eggs? And then you just cut 4 slices like this way, and you roll them, and it's a French omelet. And it's so much easier than flipping and frogging around with that. You gotta check her out. It's Paula Brockner, Pampered Chef. I know, she is so good, but don't buy from her, buy from me. Right. So we're also going to take a tomato, and we're going to cut that up. And so when you're doing a salad, I like to use a Roma tomato. It's a lot firmer than a regular tomato, especially like a hothouse. So this is our Coronmore. Does anybody have this? Wow, I don't even have this. That must have gone down my garbage disposal day 1. All right, don't even have that little top. Who knows what this end is for? This end? Tomatoes and strawberries. And this end? for making melon balls, right? So you're gonna take our tomato and you just put your thumb on there and pivot it around. It takes the top off, amazing. This is a must-have for a very reasonable price. If you're doing a lot of fresh fruit in the summertime, you're gonna love that. Whatever that's called, forgot already. So we're gonna show you. Come to New York, they said, it'll be fun. Wrong. Right. We're going to use the same thing that we used for the pepper for our tomato. So we're going to lay it out on here, and kids, you just drop it down, it'll drop it into 10 slices. Have you ever tried to cut a Roma tomato into slices? Like I get like 3 slices, like I'm eating half of them because they're like all misshapen. Or like, how about the caprese salad where you do the cheese, the fresh buffalo mozzarella? You know, you try to cut a ball of that. Girls, you put it on here and pop it down. It's absolutely amazing. So this is all dishwasher safe. All right, let's talk cheese. And how many of you buy bags of shredded cheese? I'm sure most of us do, because it really was one of the easiest things, right? It was God's gift to me when he gave me shredded cheese with 5 kids. And, you know, I made a lot of homemade meals. Like I would take like nacho chips and put them on a stone and put cheese on it. And that was a homemade meal. I was home. I made it homemade. Or like chicken nuggets on half a stone and French fries on the other half. Homemade again. But anyway, they survived. They're all good kids. They range in age from 42 down to 30. And they all survived well. But look. Shredded cheese has lots of things in it that you don't want. Who knows what's one thing it has that you don't want? Cellulose. Cellulose sounds like cellulite. You know where cellulite lands. You don't want that, right? You've heard that joke. The other thing it might have in it, though, shredded cheese has a whole list of ingredients that a block of cheese does not have. A block of cheese should have salt, it should have enzymes, it should have milk and whey, and that's about it. When you look at shredded cheese, there's a whole list of ingredients, many chemicals, preservatives, and that kind of thing. And another thing it has a lot of times is either flour or cornstarch. And what did we say earlier? A lot of people have, you know, things that they can't have, corn or, you know, wheat. So no shredded cheese anymore. If I buy a block of shredded cheese, a block of cheese and a bag of shredded cheese, and they both weigh 8 ounces, which one has more cheese? The block. Do you know why? The block is sold by weight. This is sold by volume. And if you've ever bought a 16 ounce or 15 ounce bag of potato chips, you know it doesn't weigh a pound. It just takes up 15 ounces worth of space. It's volume, not weight, so you get a lot more, way more economical. So let's grate some cheese. Oh my gosh, isn't this great? Because how many of you have the Tower of Doom cheese grater at home? You know, it's great, and you get blood and knuckles and everything in between. And how many of you have had it all stick, you know, where all the cheese sticks in all the holes, and you can take a toothpick and you're trying to get it out? This is stainless steel. Girls, watch, it's just falling off. You can grate a whole block of cheese, and guess what? It melts so much better when you buy chunk cheese and you melt it yourself. So no more, can we agree, no more buying shredded cheese. You're gonna buy a block of cheese and use our fabulous coarse grater. When you get down to a little piece, you can throw this on, and then you can put that little stub of cheese in there, and now you can grate safely. We always really take into consideration safety. We also take into consideration your daily needs. Let's just think about if you're having a really bad day, you would run into the bathroom with a block of chocolate in here and just grate directly into your mouth. You know, don't even.
She's hilarious.
All right. Now, this is one of our newest products, and this is taking our business by storm. How many of you have been on Pinterest or been on Facebook and you've seen spiralized vegetables?